Today, aka Patters, let me just get this adjustment here. Cheers, good morning. It is early today. Early at the time of recording. I just wanted to highlight, and something came clear when I went through these two Top Cow Tuesday crossovers. Number one, a lot of people forget Dale Keown. It's I know it's a stretch of an argument based on the comic book space right now, with especially comic book live streaming, because Dale Keown is active with comic book live streaming. But there was one time where he really disappeared. People wanted more of him, and Top Cow brought Dale Keown back. Gave Dale Keown a lot of opportunities, a lot of covers, and in this case, full-on interior artwork. And this was huge at the time. You paid attention to this. It was also a giant Hulk project not written by Peter David. Paul Jenkins comes in, who was also a really big Top Cow guy. And then we have JLA Cyberforce. We see I don't know why, AKAPAD. I always like this DC logo. I know a lot of you out there, you fake hate it. This is a great logo. But then, DC, Top Cow, JLA, Cyberforce. And we have a Mark Silvestri cover that, for what we'd like to see from Mark Silvestri, is it's just a so-so cover. But it still has, he's so good with his triangulation. But it's like, it's there, it's not there. I think it's better colored than it is rendered, especially, look at Stryker's hand there. He always does stuff too. He'll always do characters facing the camera and then one turning away, as he did with Sideblade here. So something a little bit similar with JLA Cyberforce. It's written by Joe Kelly, penciled by Doug Manick. Doug, fantastic artist, fantastic guy. Joe Kelly, in my view, it was like Joe Kelly and Joe Casey. They were comic books. We're in the early 2000s here, 2005. To me, those were your top two emerging preeminent writers in American comics. Joe Kelly and Joe Casey. Let's just get into the year. And this is 2004. There's a reason why when we flip through these issues, and part of my intention of today's episode was just to bring to light two upcoming crossovers that we'll be covering on Top Cow Tuesday. If we flip through this, right? I mean, we get a nice spread here, but there's something that becomes very clear, right? I think you guys know where I'm going with this. The splash pages, even here, the use of the double page spread, right? Maybe at one time, this panel would have been here, right? But we get this, or even Ripclaw, ripping into the Man of Steel, which I like, by the way, because it shows off how powerful Ripclaw really is. But we really just see a straight through line comic book, right? But it has Doug's artwork, so we pay attention to it. And some of it stands out, some of it doesn't. Some of the paneling, is there. Some of it's not. And by it's not here, let me kind of go back here. See, at one time, when we go into this, there's this merging of, a modern day double page spread. And then we get into straight paneling, right? And we kind of see that toggle back and forth, very modern page, right? It's a full bleed page. We have Ripclaw here, drawn to the edge. But then, modern, and then it's straight paneling. And by straight paneling, I mean it easily fits on a grid. The paneling here is so tight that it's hard to know, do we read it all the way across or do we read it page to page? but we can easily tell. Thanks to the colorist, we can tell that we read the left page, we read the right page. And like even here, like we have Velocity and the Flash, right? Like that's what that's one of the matchups we want in this crossover. No big panels though, like nothing, like no panel breaking, like nothing that looks like the 90s, right? But it's a well drawn, it's a great story. I think this is one of the most underrated crossovers of the time. And Top Cow's crossovers collectively, you kind of want to say were, I think, very much superior. But by the time a lot of these crossovers hit the Top Cow catalog, the company had transformed into one hell of a publishing house, less of a studio, more of a publishing house. But then, we go through, like, this is a coup de grace here. This is the one we want. We want Dale Keown. And somewhat of a similar thing happens with this book. Right? Because, like, we want Dale Keown to draw the Hulk. And everyone's just walking around the subway. And a lot like this. Right? Like, like everything's eye level. I mean, right here. Like that. So it's like you kind of split the panel this way, and it's eye level. So like it's right at the horizon, right? Like very much. Like Doug here doesn't rotate the camera much. Everything's eye level. Excuse me. Here, everything is eye level. Isn't that wild? But we get the Dale Keown like notes that we like his hair. Like he and we know a little bit more of the materials he used, but like even it's not cross hatching, but he does these horizontal lines just to break up the background, and we see it's erased here. But then it's like, holy crap! I mean, and Dale Keown giving so many opportunities to the colorist with the hair, with this hand. But he's, Jackie Escalado, the crime mafia hitman that's in darkness. He sees dead people, but he also sees Hulk. Like Bruce Banner and Hulk in their true form. Pretty cool stuff. Very Peter David. But we see, like, these are reduced pages. They're not full-size pages, but we're waiting for moments. And here we go, right? With, like, that beautiful Top Cow coloring coming in. And Hulk just like Hulk out. And here we go. But it's the Hulk hulking out. And we got panels in the, like, panels are in the way. But now it's Jackie, now it's Hulk. And it looks like they have a conversation. They talk. And then, Hulk gets attacked by, all the little darkness mites. Like, really cool stuff. But, okay. So, but we're also, like, not getting these, like, really big moments. Everything's within the panel. And there is an impact when we put giant illustrations around panels. There was a little bit of a hard, like, loose definition of what made 90s comics. But again, like, we have the Hulk doing stuff. We have the train here getting derailed, like the little gremlin mites. They play with wiring. The train blows up, right? I mean, they're gouging out eyeballs. These are all things we want to see Keown draw. But then, like, we fall back right on straight paneling, eye level storytelling. Banner walks into the darkness, and the whole thing is it's like a gag of, hey, if you're looking for this guy, he's, don't get him pissed. And we see that Jackie sees the soldiers as dead people, so they're going to die. And that's almost like the gag of this entire story. But there is a symmetry of these two crossovers with how much they backed off of a lot of the 90s methodology in storytelling. Giant impactful images and pages are a thing of the past by the time we hit the 2000s. By 2004, 2005, the practice has evolved where, if you're the illustrator, you're going to get opportunities to draw amazing things, but it may happen once per book, because we're interested in the paneling, we're interested in the storytelling. With this though, a lot of credit to Paul Jenkins. He was a Top Cow guy. A lot of his work, and he came from Marvel Knights. In my view, was a straight up one of the best discoveries for Marvel Knights with that Inhumans miniseries. We will profile that too because of the Jay Lee artwork and Paul Jenkins and the relative coolness of everything that they did with that. But yeah, so we're in this deconstruction period now. And a lot of times when we have high profile books or easy to grab books, it's easier to see it in this than it is with the grind of reading like a Witchblade or like a Darkness week to week or month to month. Because the high profile books, like they get a different set of eyeballs. Just wanted to point these out. We're going to be featuring these on this channel. You can check them out. Both of these are affordable. And then, when that video drops, we can all read along and hang out for Top Cow Tuesday with the same stuff.